All right, awesome. Hey, look, everybody, thank you for joining us this evening and welcome to the panel. This week's topics are going to be pretty fun and exciting. We're going to try something a little different. And so first off, we'll kick off with Sesame Street and we'll keep on moving. So did you guys see the issue about Sesame Street and how racist, well, not Sesame Street, but the Sesame Place. It's Sesame Place, excuse me.
Yeah.
I need to correct myself. So it's Sesame Place and how the I guess it was Rosita that walked past these little black girls that were trying to reach out to him after giving everybody else a high five around them that was white and then shaking their head and going no no no.
Yeah,
Couldn't believe it.
Isn't that crazy? What you got to say about this topic, Dutchie? I'm gonna jump on you first, if you good.
You jumping on me first?
No. Come back around. All
right, Jimmy, go ahead.
You know, I that's why I was asking you guys. I saw a brief glimpse of that, and I'm really appalled. I'm really appalled about what's going on in this country. And again, I strive to say this is all Trump's fault because he began a segregation and a separation. And if you listen to Senator Backett or people like they're saying about this, is that this is become. Oh, it's become a point of anger, and this is a very dangerous time right now because people in this country are actually leaving. And why, Mook, I talked to you and I referenced to Hitler, is because that's what Hitler did. He made separation. So now the separation creates the hate again. You have all these, the Proud Boys and all these white supremacists and all these maniacs coming out and doing it. This is, again, segregation. This is what happened in the 70s. This is what happened in the 20s. And it's happening all over again because we had a separatist scenario back then, and everybody's growing into something, but now it's going backwards. We're going back into the 40s. We're going against women. Where a man puts his hand up and waves at beautiful little children. Come on, man. What are you doing? These are why I say redneck radicals. I never am afraid to say a name, but this is the beginning of something very evil.
I agree with you. I agree.
This is going to get worse and worse. 20-year-old kids shooting people. These are all supremacist kids. I'm sorry. The majority rules, and something has to be done. This hate and this separate. It's just insane, man. And you know what? I come down here, it's not like that.
Yeah, I feel you, Jimmy. We're going to go ahead and pass the blunt to Mook.
I'm sorry, baby.
No worries. No worries. You good.
Did I overtalk?
What we got, Mook?
Nah, like I was surprised to find out that the history of the Sesame Place, like I feel like it's in their training and how they dealing with the employees, because I don't understand, because there was several incidents with little black kids where they were,
it's horrible, man.
So I feel like it's isolated with Sesame Place. I'm not going to generalize it and everything else, but I really feel like they should be on the they needs to be on the stand. And we need to really question what's going on with how they're training these people, because these people, if you're dealing with kids, they got to be extensive training and sensitivity and all that type of stuff. Now, these sickos, these little freak sickos that's sitting there working over there, it's obviously there's something wrong. And the thing is, they hide it with their mask and their little cartoon characters, but you don't know who's really under that mask. You don't know the type of sick freak that's under that mask dealing with your kids. So now it's all coming to the table. And I feel like Sesame Place, is something in the training and what's going on with the administration over there, because this is a thing that they're teaching these people, and they're hiring these certain type of people that's gonna, it's disgusting. Really, they're not, you know what I mean? They're not screening these people. Like, what's really going on with that?
Yeah, but look where Sesame Place is.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, honey. All right, we're passing it over to Tony. What you got for us, honey? Dutchie.
So first question to the panel and to the people listening. Does anybody know the actual history of Sesame Street?
Thank you for sharing that video. Yes, I watched it.
Okay, so let me give y'all real quick about in 30 seconds, as quick as I can. So Sesame Street was pretty much founded for disadvantaged Black kids in the Harlem area. Okay, that is why the setup actually was done to mimic Harlem,
Yeah.
to offer workshops for children to get the same advantages that they were getting in the more upscale neighborhoods. And since they didn't have this type of learning system, and systematic reasons, systematic oppressive reasons, they didn't have the same education. So they came up with a couple of people, and I can't think of off the top of my head the names of these people, to put together a workshop. And thus was the birth of Sesame Street. And they went ahead and brokered it out to a theme park, which is Sesame Place. So it's been actually called, it was Sesame Street. This happened at Sesame Place, the theme park, which has been called that for the last 4 decades, the last 40 years.
Wow.
So here's what makes this fucked up. The fact that this was done for kids of color that were disadvantaged, and they did have an enormous amount of Black celebrity over the last 40, 50 years that have attended the workshop and have helped these children and so forth. For that to be, it's like gentrification almost. So this belonged to us at one point to educate, and now we're no longer good for a wave or a hug. You understand? So I don't know if anybody else looked at what else I sent. The parents are now saying that this child is also affected, has been crying, not
I'm
understanding
sure.
why she was treated differently by her favorite character, and is traumatized. So it's one of the things. You know me, I'm always gonna say something real fucked up. Either this child is truly traumatized, or the parents are milking it. It's one or the other. Is the child really traumatized by this?
Yeah, I think so.
I would imagine so, for two reasons. One, media has gotten a hold of it. And once media gets a hold of something, now the child has to continuously relive it. Now the parents continuously relive it. So even if the child wasn't initially traumatized, now that media has its hands on it and social media has its hands on it, now we can honestly say, at this point, should have, of course, you know. And that's all I got, guys.
Yeah, man. That's some crazy stuff. That's some crazy stuff.
It's traumatizing for a kid, man. That's traumatizing.
It really is, man. And I just wanted to touch on it, you know, just to acknowledge that it was out there, and that, you know, we've been fighting this fight for a very long time. And it's just really sad and depressing to see how much we are undervalued in this place. It really is. It really is.
Man, this is hard. Honestly, it's heartbreaking. It really is. You know, you read things and you seeing what's going on, and it's an education of hate. These people are brought up. You got to remember where Sesame Place is. These kids are growing up, and I'm telling you the truth. Think about it. Again, it's about segregation and causing segregation, creating hate. You have a little girl that is looking at this. Oh, mommy, I can't wait to go see, and I want to see the Big Bird, and I can't wait. And the next minute, her favorite animal, a little girl, little beautiful girl, regardless of it shouldn't make a difference. It's just bothering. But you know what I'm saying? Why are some people being hired to be able to do that? That comes from their parents. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does.
I'm sorry, man. Listen, there's going to be a dangerous thing happen in 6 months when the midterms come. And this is a growing thing. I hope you people are seeing what's going on, how this is growing, and it's getting, I call it the turbine effect in karate. If you can't shut that turbine effect down, it just regenerates. You see how a turbine is very powerful and slow, and
it seems like builds up, going and going and going.
And this is what's going on.
Yeah,
this is what's going on. I see it in parts of Brooklyn, and again, you know, a lot of my friends that are beautiful Well, I mean, I play with a lot of black musicians, and man, I don't look at them as black or anything. They're my brothers, you know. Mukta, my brother. You guys, I love you. I love everybody. But what the fuck is going on?
I
This
agree,
is
Jimmy.
You know,
you
You
know.
want to jump to something more positive real quick?
no. But the worst part
Go ahead.
is planting these seeds of hate in these kids
Yeah,
and adding the
Mook,
divisiveness to these kids, putting that in their head. That's the worst
absolutely,
part
man.
for the
Yeah,
Before
future.
without a
That's
doubt, it's
disgusting.
traumatizing, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
before we move
this
on,
is.
from this, here's the truth about all of this. Fact is, we're to blame because we put too much and we allow our kids to idolize so many things instead of giving them at-home heroes. Just a
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, that's true,
Facts.
Dutch. That's
If
true.
we
No,
give
that's
our
Yeah,
facts.
but
kids
no,
a
it's a difference between idolizing and having a character as a kid
Yeah, because
that you
my
enjoy to
daughter
watch.
loved
That
Elmer.
you know what I mean. It's this
yes,
that's a different thing.
Yeah,
yes, how
Mook. You see Big Bird on TV, and then you're going to go see Big Bird, and he doesn't even acknowledge you
He
or he
basically flipped her the
mocks you.
bird.
Yeah, that's
That's
going
what
to
he did.
affect the
Yeah,
person,
that's
man.
pretty disgusting.
Rosita
so
flipped
this
her
is
the
why
bird. Go ahead,
my,
Dutch.
my son is not going to give a shit about Big Bird. He grew up on Sesame Street, and I'm going to tell you why. We really instill so much of other things in him in the home and heroes around the family that, yeah, he likes Big Bird. But if Big Bird didn't give him a hug or some shit, my son's probably going to slip him off. You know, not literally. You know, he's got a little more class.
Yeah, but it's F Big Bird. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, and we have to teach our kids to not be hurt by these fake characters and also by
Yeah,
celebrities. We have kids
don't
that
monetize them.
these celebrities even in that situation, cartoon character, whichever. Man, Bugs Bunny somewhere behind the building getting high, and you really don't want your kid to run into that. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah, facts.
there's to some degree we have to be careful of how we allow things that they see on TV when it becomes a interaction, how we allow it to affect them. So
And
we
we
can
have to do
prepare
so
them.
much more as black parents
And
and
I'm just
Latina
saying,
parents
this doesn't
and
this
immigrant
doesn't
parents. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
this don't excuse what they did, but I
Not at
am going
all.
to say this: we have to prepare our children that everybody's not going to fuck with us,
Yep.
everybody's not kind to us, and that way we don't have a child at home traumatized because their
Yeah.
favorite character responded really shitty. We're just going to hell
Isn't
out
that sad to say that?
of it. It is,
It's,
but
Damn
first
shame.
my
it's sad to
thing,
say that,
I'm
man.
going to
Oh,
kill the shit out of you, and my kid's going to be fine. But I definitely don't want my child to be traumatized because of an interaction. Because then I'm going to feel like I failed as a parent because it had that much of an effect on my kid. That's my thought.
And the sad part about it is now that let's just be clear. Black kids are not safe in America at all. You know
No.
what I mean? Our kids are getting gunned down in the street, and it's okay. Our kids are suffering. We're getting substandard education. We are not able to provide them the resources they need because some person on some board is going to make an executive decision that my child can't do this or my child can't participate in that just because of the way they look, and it's just not fair. It's not freaking fair. Every time I get pulled over by the cops, I don't have the warm and fuzzy feeling that my white counterparts
But
talk about. You know
isn't
what I'm
that
saying?
more?
I'm scared to death. Am
But
I
isn't
going to
that
live
more
through this
reason?
incident? Am I
hey,
going to make it?
But isn't
can I?
that more reason for our kids, for us to instill in our kids if they go out somewhere and
You know,
who it is, character, all character welcome, like this and whatever else. If you mistreat me or my kid, he's not going to be sad about it. One, he's never going to fuck with you again. He's never going to trust you again.
Yeah.
Most
right?
likely, anything that has
But
to do
that's
with
a
that.
problem.
Yeah, but that's because of you. You're teaching him that.
Yeah.
But
And we all have to
You're
teach our
bringing him
kids
up
that.
right.
but
Hey,
we have to teach that though. We have to teach
But
them.
I mean, at the end of the day, the kid was 6 years old. She really liked Rosita, and she was dissed, you know, and she
I
got
get
flipped
it.
the bird. And it's very sad that our children still have to suffer this humiliation in America today. Yeah, and so
can I
that's
tell
why
you
I don't
something?
understand why they're talking about, you know. So did you guys hear about let me I'm gonna break topic really quick, and I'm gonna run into something else about in Virginia where they're talking about banning slavery from the books.
Oh man, shit, yeah, I saw that.
Well,
But okay, so here's funny you said that. So a couple of years ago, it was kind of the same thing with the Confederate flag. And then the army or the military in general, they banned it. to be flown for whatever. Here's what you got to make a decision. Do you want to erase history or do you want to leave it as it is?
Right.
It's just one. It's one or the other. You either want to erase the shit or you want to know it. There is no in between. There's no
I
nice
think we
thing
should know it.
You from your past, you learn about your future.
That's
Now,
right.
we're not in
There's
it.
no
If
way
we
to
were in a
erase it.
better place in this country, if we were in a much better place in this country, I'd be like, wipe it out. Our kids are still being murdered in the streets.
And this is why
We can't wipe that out because
and I did not think that they should remove the Confederate flag for that reason. That is a constant reminder of the bullshit that they did. Why remove?
I agree with that. The whole Confederate thing is crazy.
It is, but here's the thing though. We can't pick and choose. We either keep all of the history. We can't cherry pick certain pieces of fucking history. That's why we're where we're at now.
yeah.
With certain things being left, we have to leave it all alone. If you're gonna
But
leave
if
it alone,
yeah,
leave it all alone.
exactly.
I say leave it all alone. Period. We don't get to pick and choose. You know what I mean?
My thing is this. Until we are better in this place and treated as equals 100% across the board, we need to remember that stuff because that stuff is still going on.
Yeah,
There's still a Confederate flag being flown over 95 in Virginia.
Yeah, that's true.
So this stuff still exists. And as long as they're still capable of buying that flag,
it's embedded in their mind. It's embedded in their mind.
If
you sit in a house, and your father's telling, yeah, don't like that person and hate that person and they're no good and you're going to be embedded into that, and that's the problem. You have too many. Well, you still have too many baby boomers that are coming out of that 40 and 50 realm, and where the segregation you went to Mississippi or Alabama, holy mackerel, man.
Let's talk about the fact that if we wanted to be segregated, we did.
We didn't.
That's why we built Black Wall Street and stuff like that. But anytime
of course,
they burnt it down. Go ahead, Tony.
If they get rid of any history, Confederate, not ugly shit, the great shit, we will completely. We fought so hard. Fuck, they've got ancestry, DNA, and all types of shit now because of the consensus of people wanting to know who they were, where they came from. If they wipe any of this shit out, we'll be right back where we started.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. We're not ready to wipe it out. We need to keep it.
No,
you can't wipe it out. You can't wipe out history.
You can't. It's history, and it's embedded in your mind.
Come on,
but
man,
they attempted to, by remembering.
We're get to a place where we're starting to rebuild and relearn the shit that they tried to wipe out.
Yeah.
So in all fairness, if they didn't wipe out history, then you wouldn't go to Spain, you wouldn't go to Turkey.
Hey, listen, there's good and bad in the Civil War. There's good and bad that came out of the Civil War, and I want to tell you, I had my great uncle and his brother came to this country on my mother's side of the family, which is not Italian, and there's a statue and a plaque in St. George on Staten Island of him because he said, I have to go down and fight for these people's right and honor because I had to fight for my right and honor, and I'm going to help them. So also the history shows a lot of great things. But my great uncle, was shot and killed, protecting everybody's rights. And you know what he never said? He never said a color. He never said anything. He said, these people are my brothers. That's what he said.
And that's awesome, Jim. And you know what?
No, but we have to.
All over the world. So
but we have to remember, not everybody are these evil doers. The people that are evil doers and these people that are haters and are segregatists and separatists are on January 6th. I didn't see one black person there. I didn't see one black person rioting.
No,
I'm sorry, did you?
Kicked and beat.
No, but did you see anybody there rioting?
No, except the only black folks I saw were the ones getting beat up.
Can I?
Yeah,
Okay.
the one they beat up. Yeah, okay, so there's what I mean. These are the animals that are
I got
being
you,
brought
Dutchie.
out,
I got you.
and this is called Nazism. This is what Nazism did. It killed the Communist Party. It killed the Labor Party. It
It killed a lot of
destroyed
stuff.
Germany, and it's separate. We now, the person that has to leave or either be decimated from this earth is Trump. And I don't care what anybody says, Trump has created this.
Jimmy, Jimmy, you can't say that on the air, brother. You can't say that.
No, yes, I can. And I want to tell you why. No, I want to tell you why. It's the truth.
Wait. I'm gonna pass
I
the
don't
Dutch.
care.
I'm gonna
No,
pass the Dutch.
I'll face Trump to his face. He is a liar, and he's a
Yeah.
separatist, and he's an insurrectionist.
All right, let's go ahead, the Dutch. Let's go ahead,
Here's my
Dutch.
question, Jimmy. I'm gonna feed into the bullshit. So let's go. Here's my question: how many of y'all support Black Lives Matter? The cause.
I don't support it since they bought that. Since they spent over $14 million on
6 million.
themselves
So,
and not helping people.
So I wanted to ask everybody's opinion first before I say what I'm about to say, because I don't support it either. You know that the whole Black Lives Matter organization, first of all, was started by like I think a LGBTQ elemento, I don't know.
Right.
So here's the deal. There was a lady the other day who was screaming at the top of her lungs, and there was a group of Black Lives Matter people recording and shouting and arguing with this woman. Now here's what they were arguing about. She was the victim of her house being shot up.
What?
And the young man was a Black man. This was another Black lady now. She's a Black lady whose children was in her house. Now you have a group of white, I couldn't make this shit up. A group of white Black Lives Matter. This was like 24, 48 hours ago. Black Lives Matter protesters arguing with this lady, and she's screaming at them. How the hell did y'all sit here and comfortably support this shit? This was not George Floyd. This was not a George Floyd situation. He shot up my house, and he got killed in the process, and I had fucking kids in the house.
He got killed by the cops? Who killed him?
Yes.
Okay. Shit.
I'm trying to think of, was it Minneapolis that this happened? I can't remember. My point to say all of this is this. We're careful of the organizations that we say that we support because we feel like the cause is okay. Most people don't want to hear this from a person of color. I certainly support what used to be, because we don't have that now, Black Republicans. Because the cause, it was a totally different cause then. And that was to build up Black communities and Black Wall Street, and so forth and so forth.
Really good. All of this.
I'm to you, Jimmy, you're an ally, but the Democratic Party, bro, scares the shit out of me. It scares me for what it means when it comes to welfare and pushing welfare off on the community. I'm not for welfare.
Me either. Get up and get a job, damn it.
No, I agree with you, Dutch. But me, as I have a lot of empathy for everybody, and I don't look at people. I don't judge people. I want to tell you what happened to me the other day, and it made me sick to my stomach. I was with my accountant. Hey, his name is Easy. I said, Easy, I'm leaving tomorrow. I want to get you done. He goes, Jimmy, thank you, because I am. I give myself to everyone. A young Black man, sweet kid, came in and nobody was helping him. And they're going, oh, I don't know. We don't have that. And I said, hey, okay. I said, excuse me, hey, buddy, what's the matter? And he was shaking. I'm not a small guy. Okay, I get it. But I go, well, hey, buddy, show me what you got. Oh, I said, okay, listen, that's a concrete cast. I took the time to write on a pen. This is what you do. Just ask Google, search Google, hit it on there and put this in there. Concrete cast pyramid caps. And we found it. And he goes, and then he looked away from me, looked at me, and I grabbed him. I said, hey, buddy, are you okay? I said, he goes, I was afraid of you. I thought you were going to hurt me. I said, man, damn. I said, kid, I'm trying to help you, buddy. I'm not trying. I said, don't be afraid of nobody. And I apologize for you to feel that way. Do you know what I felt? My accountant's looking at me and I said, isn't this disgusting? Don't you find this disgusting? This kid was afraid of me and nobody was helping him at the counter. That's what happened to me the other day before I came to Florida. I wanted to hug this kid. And he turned around and shook my hand. He goes, sir, I said, hey, man, my name is James. His name was Derek. I said, Derek, we're friends, bro. I said, I gave him my business card. If you have a problem, he goes, well, I'm trying to get it from my mom. She wants it. I said, no problem.
See?
I gave him $100 to go buy it because he didn't know
Wow,
how
Jim.
expensive it was. And he
That's
goes,
what's up.
sir. He goes, sir. I said, hey, bro, James, Derek. I said, my man, go take care of this with your mom. I gave him the place to go to, and they said, and they were able to deliver for him. I called a guy. I knew him. I said, look, I'm sending the kid Derek in. Hook him up. The thing was only $35, but
Wow.
that person didn't have a lot. And here he was afraid of me, and all I was trying to do was help me. You know why? Because he was a human being just like me. And when I looked at the people on the countertop, he goes, hey, James, it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope we can do business again. I said, you'll never see me ever again in this place.
Wow.
I said, and so, yeah, I live this. I live it because as a human being, as a person who,
It's wrong.
I want to see Dutch be an amazing painter. I want to see Malika be happy and your family well. I'm not looking at people. I'm looking at we're human beings. We're all amazing people, and we separate.
Hey, I'm gonna jump on some of these comments really quick.
Was I going too far, babe? Did I reach out too far?
No, you good to go. All right. So Malcolm said whoever played that character, talking about Rosita, needs to be fired immediately. She was fired, or he was fired. That character has been fired. Malcolm
and Sesame Place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Hey, look, there you go, man.
Yeah. So then Malcolm also says definitely facts. So I guess we were talking about racism during this part. He says, I see it every day. He also says Black Wall Street was destroyed by our oppressor, white supremacy.
That's it. That's 100% true. That's 100% true.
No, and then Crumb says, ain't no way Elmo racist. Look, Elmo got busted for filling up on little boys a while ago. But the new Elmo should be good. The new Elmo should be good. Now I picture Big Bird.
Did you say he got what?
Wait, hold up. He says, Crumb says, I picture Big Bert as a racist, but Elmo, not the homie. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the comments.
Wait, did you just say he was feeling up little boys?
Elmo, yeah.
Oh.
He got busted for that years ago.
I can't believe that, man. That's insane.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch Dave Chappelle's version of Sesame Street.
Don't we have some strange people out there? Don't we have some weird people in this world, man?
There's some crazy people, pedophiles.
Speaking of strange people,
go ahead,
guys, I'd like to play some audio for you, but first I'm gonna give you context. So I think Mook mentioned Kim Kardashian saying "Free Gunner," which is typical of her. She's pretty much right now in the business of freeing a lot of young Black men. So you got to kind of give her
women.
She's been really trying to help out in the community, has been an ally despite what anybody feels about her.
Exactly.
In that particular aspect, she has been very helpful. However, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding her family, Rob Kardashian, the Kardashians and Jenners, and Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna went to court about a month ago for a lawsuit and lost, and then went back to court for another lawsuit, which was Rob Kardashian for revenge porn, which she won. But here's the thing. With the Kardashians, you guys know that a lot of things happen. Shows up on TV and so forth. 1 second. Hey Siri, pause. Hey Siri, pause. Thank you. Sorry about that. I didn't know we're still going. So her mother, Tokyo Toni, who's always in the news, she usually spills a lot of tea when it comes to that family. What you have not heard about this family is that Rob Kardashian's daughter with Blac Chyna, Dream is her name, Dream Kardashian, was burnt 2 times by the nanny. And they'd like to know how come this is not made TMZ. I'm going to play the audio for you, and so y'all can hear it out the mother's mouth herself. The nanny burned her not once, but twice, and Blac Chyna sent CPS over there, and this is kind of actively going on right now. So here's the audio.
And this is why I don't like the rest of them, Kim. None of them hoes. It's because when Dream got burnt 2 times, the nanny did. Why the nanny wasn't on TMZ and her face shown in Cook County? I don't know what the fuck is that. I'm just being funny. Calabasas County, bitch, like, why Tokyo couldn't get the name? I asked for the name and her credentials, bitch. I'm the grandmother. Why I couldn't get that? You could have gave us that story. We would have told that story in our damn. Oh, don't say you still can. It ain't no old shit. You got CPS over there and everything. But wow. China to play fair with these hoes for a long time. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, my child over your house got burned first time. I'm letting that slide. But just make sure and see what's the remedy to the shit. A second time in the same place. Oh, she ain't coming back over.
What the grandmother is basically saying, China's mother, is it's one thing for the shit to happen one time, but a second time for it to happen by the same nanny, the same place. Do you understand? And she's basically saying, I wouldn't have sent my child over there.
If I had known that shit was going to go down.
So the grandmother has been asking for the credentials for y'all that couldn't hear the audio clearly. The grandmother wanted to know, you know what? I'm the grandmother. Why won't y'all give me this lady's credentials, her information, who she is? Why is this shit on TMZ? You guys put everything else on TMZ. Why is this not on TMZ?
Why isn't this on TMZ?
Right. Yeah. So apparently Black China has, per her mother, allegedly per her mother, has sicked CPS on them for this particular situation. So we'll see how that unfolds. Because this just came out earlier between today, within the last 24 hours. So that goes to show you everything. You just never know. Maybe the mother's telling the truth. Maybe she's not. But this shows you what money can do. Money can buy newspapers. Money can alter stories. Money can alter photos. You can scrub the internet of something that you do. I mean, Beyonce, she had some unflattering photos of her scrubbed completely off the internet. There's other stories. If you ever wonder why you find at one point about a celebrity and you can't find it now, they need to have the internet scrubbed of it. You know, when stuff like this happens, you got to pay attention. You know what I mean? So it's not about TMZ. It's not.
Money is everything, man. You got money, you could do anything. You really can, you know.
Yeah, you can. You can. All right, so let's get on a positive note and let's talk about some of the stuff we're doing right now. Let me jump to some comments really quick, and then we'll just have a sesh and just talk. All right, so Crumb says, I bet Elmo hung like a hamster. And then Elmo's big homie, Big Bird is the boy too. Hung like mud bone. Oh wow, damn. Okay, you looking at Elmo's pee-pee, huh? Review HQ.
That's a new one for me, man.
Early was the real big bro, Ernie. And then Sergeant Huck says, yo, pass the blunt. I guess we got stuck somewhere. Crumb says, dude had me crip walking to the Rubber Ducky song when I was a jit. Pass, puff. Somebody else says, Yellow Rose says, good panel. So that was Crumb, Sergeant Hook, Yellow Rose. Thank you guys for watching, man. Appreciate the comments.
Whoever said jit is from Florida. Most likely South Florida or somewhere.
South Florida?
South Florida.
That's
South
cool.
Florida. Jit means cool. I mean kid. That's a child for y'all that don't speak South Floridian.
Thank you. Because I sure didn't know it.
Yes.
I was going to ask.
Yes.
Well, shout out to Florida. Appreciate y'all being here this evening. All right. So what's everybody smoking tonight? We're going to go ahead and start with Jim on the smoke. Then we'll jump back to Dutch. What you smoking, Jim?
My son gave it to me. I don't know what it is. It's sativa. No, it's not a sativa. It's an indigo. Very mild, and I'm really feel relaxed, and I am really stoned.
Awesome.
And it's great.
Dutchie, what you got, honey?
So I don't keep my stuff, my medicinal, in packaging. I try to tell y'all last time, it dries your stuff out. You guys, please stop when you stop by your local farm or dispensary or whatever, and you open up your little packaging, take your stuff out, find you a jar. If it's too moist, find you a wooden box. This is my puzzle box. My bestie Malika, she got me this last year.
Hey,
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool little puzzle box, and it keeps people out your
That
shit.
is awesome.
Slide it off, and and there you go. But
I keep other things in mind. Hint, hint. Don't come in my house uninvited.
yeah. So yeah. Usually I keep the really strong shit in here, and I just kind of hand it to people and say, if you can open it, you can smoke it. So this is what keeps it in here, this little piece right here. So without it, doesn't open.
You just told everybody your trick, man.
Hey man, they're not coming to my house. But what I'm smoking right now is a mix of two of those, which is, what is this? Hindu Queen and something called Ghost Train Haze.
Wow.
Okay. And how's it got you feeling?
Malik, what are you throwing down, babe?
So right now I'm smoking the cigar. Shout out to Willie's. However, earlier this evening I was smoking something called Mac 1, and that shit got me.
I do like
Oh my god! This shit, I had to put it down for a sec, man.
So is anybody like illegal or live in a legalized state, or how's everybody smoking? How are you guys living?
So Virginia is passed their recreational law back in July of this year.
That's right, they did.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, July of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they passed the legislation law, and now if you just have a thing from your doctor, so just a basic prescription, you can go into a dispensary now and purchase cannabis.
Yep.
Awesome.
New York is really lenient. If you get pulled over and you have weed on you, as long as you're not high, they consider it drunk driving. But as long as you're not high, they don't care if you have it or not. It's very lackadaisical. It's not even a citation. It's nothing. Nobody out here. Everybody smokes in the street. There's a lot of smoke shops now, so it's really cool. Awesome. Jersey too it's all legal, you know.
Nice. Jersey, they allow the cops to smoke. I'm sorry, go ahead, Dutchie.
And New York, they're allowing the cops to smoke, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not on duty. They can't be on duty, but the police chiefs are fighting it. The police chiefs don't want it. Garin and another guy who's a conservative is not agreeing to any of that. And they asked me, my friend asked me the other day what I thought, and I said, hey, he'll probably be a lot more relaxed and not so stressed out.
Exactly.
And he'll be able,
that we're not paying them to put their lives on the line.
Yeah, you know. Look, I don't. Did you ever hear of a pothead going into a bank?
Hold up, I'm gonna pass the blunt to Dutch. I'm gonna come back to you, Jim. Is that cool?
Absolutely, babe.
Awesome. Go ahead, Dutch.
I don't know if I want my cops smoking weed. I mean, and this is coming from a person that has been smoking. I have no shame of my age. I'll be 44 this year in a couple months, and I've been smoking for 30 years. I don't think I want my cops smoking, but unless they're on vacation. Like if you're on your off time and shit on vacation, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you bring your ass in my house high trying to catch a burglar, we're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna need you to have.
But they're not supposed to be on duty high.
No, it's not on duty. It's off duty.
Yes, no, I know it's off duty, but here's the thing: cops have been snorting blow on duty for years. Haven't y'all seen Snowfall? I mean,
right. That's true. Yes, my own brother.
So you're gonna have some cops that are not gonna follow the rules like you, and that's not a color issue.
My own brother.
A mentality issue. You're gonna have some people that aren't gonna follow the rules. I'm all for smoking. Again, I've been smoking for 30 years. Do I want my dentist come, after he done been? Because I know y'all have woke high from the.
Well, doctor's been smoking for years.
Yes, but they've also been on that whatever that shit they put on their face. They've been on all that shit, Novocaine, whatever. But we don't know about it. Once you start making it legal, you understand what I'm saying, and you only put a small and as long as you don't come to work high, it's cool. I don't want you super high the night before. I've been high as shit the night before and woke up like, oh my God, I'm still high. Jesus, you know what I mean? And
I agree. You're going to be in a fog. That's why they're fighting it.
Yeah, so here that's not me saying, want to be the fucking party people, but I'm thinking logically, work on me, dental, surgery, anything. I'm not saying they're gonna come to work and light up right before they come to work. I'm talking about an experienced smoker that has definitely went on a smoking binge and then been
Right.
fogged out for 2 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah.
So just depend on, and then it's a new thing. So people that really can do it now, of course they're gonna get high as shit because now you can legally do it.
Of course.
Here, I'm in Hawaii. Here's the lie. Here's the myth. Okay. People think that on all the islands that we just can just get high and whatever else. Is it a cultural thing? Yes, it is. It's very cultural. Jamaica, most island life. Yes, it's smoking is a big
Extremely
thing.
cordial. Yeah.
Yes. However, in Hawaii, even though it is a very big cultural thing here, it is just now being passed through the legislation to become legal. Medicinal has just became a legal thing here. So right now it's only medicinal. So I legally smoke medicinal. I go to a farm to go get my shit. I love it. I do it like that because right now, because I am a heavy smoker, don't pull me over and fuck with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why
Yeah,
I
but
like
are they really strict? Are they really strict there?
no.
I mean, it's really passive, right?
Yeah, it's very passive, but just for my own particular lifestyle, I do have a lifestyle that I won't mention again online, but you guys know my background and stuff like that. I don't want to get caught up and it affects somebody else. You know what I mean? Because they can't be, so I have to be legal. So instead of, if you have the opportunity and if you can, if your state is not legal, it's really simple. It's a really easy process. It's really fast. If you want to smoke and your state ain't legal, shit. I didn't have to bring in any paperwork. I won't say where I go or whichever,
Of
but
course.
I did see a doctor. This is not, you can't tell them you have anxiety. You have to tell them you have like some sort of chronic pain. And they will go ahead and they will give you a medicinal card. Some states refund you whatever I paid for my application fee. I got refunded when I went to go see the doctor. So I initially literally paid nothing.
Wow.
And I did that because it's not recreational here, and I want to smoke where the fuck I smoke at. So if I can't do it how I want to, then I'm just gonna go get legal and do it. And now you can't do shit to me,
Exactly.
So if I get pulled over now, I can have up to 4 ounces and 10 plants legally in my state. And salves, the place that I go, they produce and on the site different type of medicinal salves, CBD oils for your pet,
Oh
for
yeah.
your
Wow.
health. Yes, it's a really nice place, and it's not just a weed farm. What I like about it is it's a wellness and care farm.
Holistic. Holistic.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Hey, Dutch, do you have PTSD? Did you have any of that? You
no,
didn't.
no,
You
no.
didn't experience anything bad.
No. But I do know quite a few vets that have, especially out here in Hawaii. So there are 11 military bases out here.
Yeah.
And PTSD is very real. I do have people that I am very, very close to that experience it currently. And some of
Yeah.
them are not active duty that are able to smoke. And that's why it's another big reason why they're pushing it here, because we have so many vets that experience it. For me, I've been smoking since I was young. It started off as, like all kids do, liking to smoke. I never got into anything else.
Right.
But as I got older, I developed anxiety for real. They won't give you a medical card for anxiety, but for me, self-diagnosed, shit, man, I don't like being around a lot of people. I like to, and I'm high strung. This
Right.
is me I'm high strung. So
Yeah.
sometimes people like me, you need to smoke some shit and chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just want
Yeah.
to smoke a little bit so you're not so
Right.
Like a Virgo.
yeah, typical Virgo,
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
So, are you a
but
Virgo, Dutch?
I am.
Are you, Malik? What are you, babe?
A Virgo.
Yep.
You're a Virgo.
Baby,
And
I'm
what
We're
is
only a
Mook?
couple days apart, man. Our birthdays are literally
I'm a Pisces. Sorry, guys.
You're a Pisces. It's cool. It's cool. My
Yeah.
dad's a Pisces. That's what's up.
Were you
That's
in
what's up.
March?
Hey, that.
Were you
March. Yeah.
Yep.
17th.
March
Okay, yep.
17th. Okay, so
Yep.
you right after
Yep.
Muta,
Yeah.
after
Yes.
Bush. Yeah, because
Yep.
he's March 13th.
I'm
All
3
right, so
days
look,
before the end. Almost an Aries.
almost an Aries.
So
So look,
since we're
you brought up a good point about being super high, right? So I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you how you come down from a super high. Like if you gotta chill out and like get right, you know, kids
this is what I like to look at when I'm
crazy,
high.
huh?
Man,
That's
I'm
beautiful.
so happy
That's
for you
beautiful.
because that is just
So
absolutely gorgeous.
it
This
is.
is
It
what
is.
Oh, isn't that
So I'm gonna
beautiful? God
do
bless you,
this real
man.
quick.
high
No
people
matter
should
what, God, you're in paradise, and I'm happy for you.
had to
You
get
know, there's
legal, man.
nothing more better in life than being able to be comfortable and relax and be away from a lot of nutty people.
Amen.
So
Amen. All right. So
Amen,
how I
right?
come down from a high? Do you guys know?
I smoke and I do this. Oh, I'm sorry, Malika.
Wow.
I
That's
smoke and
beautiful.
I do this. Yeah. So this
Is
is what
that
I
your
do.
artwork?
Yeah, this is all mine. All of this is mine.
Beautiful,
It's
babe.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
I'm working on this. This is all rough
I'm
drafts
gonna wait.
and stuff that I'm working on. So I like to smoke. I'm sorry, Malika.
Isn't it
And
so relaxing when you paint and you smoke, man?
yeah,
I
man.
love
Yeah, man.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I suggest to everybody.
You got a lot. You got great talent, man.
Thank you,
Your work
man.
looks.
Thank
Look at that. You got a little art studio. That is
Yeah, it's
awesome.
beautiful. It's
this.
beautiful out there. I've had an opportunity to travel out there, and it's gorgeous, man.
So that's
Absolutely
what we
stunning.
did. Me and Malika last year, since we're, if y'all don't know, we're best friends. And we have very close birthdays. So she came all the way out here, y'all. She flew out here and spent our birthdays together
Wow.
right here. Yeah, man. Had some cake, kicked it out back. I don't know how much we smoked. Jesus, we smoked a lot of weed.
Man, it was at least 2 zips.
Yeah,
At least 2 zips in like
yeah,
a week.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
what. Hey, could you grow it out there, Dutch? Would they stop you from growing it?
Nope, I can legally grow now 10 plants.
Wow,
Yep.
that's
In Virginia,
awesome.
it's 4.
Yep.
Virginia's 4. I think New York
How much
is.
you can grow? You can grow 4, Nia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we can grow 2 or 4 or something similar to that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Are any of you growers?
I was.
I'm a gardener, so I won't say I'm a grower, but I will say this. A couple years ago in Connecticut, my husband, he was a frat boy. So he taught me how to grow. See, I
He
thought because
is
I
a
was
frat boy.
yeah, he's very much so a frat boy. I thought I could grow because you just figure you smoke weed so you can grow. Not true. I had to learn how to garden first. And I know a lot of people might think that they know how to grow. The first time I ever
It's
tried to
not easy.
grow, I threw a bunch of seeds and they started growing and the shit crossed up and died, right? So that was the first time. The second time was some years later, he was trying to teach me, and we got about 6 or 7 plants. The problem with Connecticut is when we took them off the sun porch and took them to the basement, the air was so dry because the house had a, what is it called, a radiator. It was in
Yeah,
Oh
Connecticut,
yeah.
so it was an old school house. So
yeah.
that air in that type of house is really bad for the plants. So that was not a good idea. But they grew beautifully on the lanai, but it gets really cold there, so I had to move them.
Yeah.
So outside of that, I have not grown again, but I would like, if you guys want to. Sounds like a little group project.
That
Everybody
does
get
Well,
sound like a challenge.
yeah, it
I
sounds like a
was
nice
thinking
little
of
Wait.
doing that next year.
See
Yeah, I
how much
want to
our
do that.
plants weigh at the
yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even for
Yeah,
a
that'd
house
be
plant,
awesome.
I wouldn't mind having one for a house plant. Just like
Yeah.
a nice one if it doesn't do anything.
Right.
So
'Cause,
you
you
need
have
a
to
male.
separate. Yeah, well, you need to separate the male from the female. That's the first thing that I learned when we did it the first time. So you have to learn how to. One is 5 leaves, one is 7. The female, when you have, if I'm, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. The female is where you get all those freaking seeds from. So when you get some bud, like back in the day, the old school shit, when it had all that seeds in it,
Right.
that's from the female, and that's why they separate them. The male
Okay.
plant produces more flower bud, whereas the female produces more seed. You see what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
Gotcha.
trash and
Yeah,
stuff.
and they pollinate. If you put them together, you kill a strain and everything. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
I was growing hydro off of sponges.
Oh, I can believe
and
it.
they
Okay,
got
I can see that.
little. They got
Yeah.
like maybe 2 inches high, and they were dense. And I only grew two of them. And a friend of mine came in and ripped them out and stole them on me. And I did it 2 years ago, and they came out amazing. And my friend showed me how to do hydroponics, but it's not easy. It's just
So
not
wait,
easy.
You said your friend. Is this person still your friend?
Well, no, he's not
That
my
came
friend
and stole
anymore.
your yeah, man.
He actually took
That's a
the
death
two
sentence.
bulbs. He took the two strains I was growing, and I'm not going to be honest. I wasn't growing it myself. A friend of mine was helping me, but I had a few people over, and the next minute I'm looking at my hydroponics. I said, "What the hell happened to my plants?" And yeah, this kid that came into the party, I knew him. But yeah, he stole my stuff. And ever since then, I got
Wow.
discouraged and I didn't grow after that. But I was starting to get into hydroponics. But I think now that I have my new shop down on the Jersey Shore, I think I'm going to start doing that again.
All right, that's
Remember,
what's up. Shout out to your shop. What's your shop called, Jim?
My shop is called the Fire Pit Company. We make mini bars, and I make sundial fire pits, and they're all hand carved, and they're all done by. You'll see them soon. I'll show you to them. And I make waterfalls and grottos. But I had to do something. I had to make a change because I just couldn't take. I can't. It's very tough for a person that's a Puritan and cares, and you're not thinking of how you're going to go and scheme. I'm not a schemer, so how the hell? If you're not a schemer, how do you know what somebody's doing? I wouldn't go in and steal somebody's plant out of there. I'm open. I'm an open person. So, but you really got to realize that you really can't trust anybody. It's like I'm
No,
saying,
you can't. You can't. Not when it
you
comes to
can't.
your.
No, everybody's got an
Not
agenda,
when it comes to
and
your pot.
yeah,
Not when it comes to your cannabis. You can't trust nobody.
that's right, babe. That's right. And it's sad, man.
It's very sad. It's very sad. So look, tell me. Let me say something really quick. And I was trying to get this in earlier, but this is how to come down from a high. Do you guys know how to do that?
No,
All
I
right.
never
So
wanted to
listen.
come down
Black
from a
pepper
high, man.
helps. Black pepper helps. CPD or CBD, fluids or fruit juices, rest, and a warm bath can all help you come down
It
from
straightens you right out, or a cold
yeah.
shower, right?
Yeah. That'll make you. That'll
I got
help you
a
get back
warm
to
bath.
normal.
Man, I
But
ain't got
Malik,
no
I never
warm
thought of coming
bath.
down from a high. I just wanted, if I was coming
Me
down from a high,
either.
I
But
wanted to smoke
like I
again
said,
so I could stay there.
door, and you gotta hurry up and work something out. That's
So
what
hold
you
on.
gotta do.
So for me, pepper ain't gonna work. I'm from the Caribbean, man. So listen,
Drink some fruit juice, woman.
shit. I gotta eat food or go to sleep. That's it. That's
That's
it.
what it
That's
says. It says rest is an option or warm
that's all
bath.
for me, man. Warm bath ain't
Or
gonna work. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Wow.
Shit.
sometimes I smoke to go to sleep.
Yes, absolutely. And
So
some, unless you smoke the wrong shit and it's got you up all night cleaning your house like a meth addict.
yeah, man. Yeah.
I smoke in
You
the
gotta come
morning, I
down.
smoke
You
in
gotta
the
get work.
afternoon.
Yeah, man.
I have morning smokes, second morning smokes, afternoon smoke, second afternoon smoke, nighttime smoke.
Jimmy, you
I
gotta
don't
smoke
know.
in your
I
hand all the
enjoy
time,
it. It
don't you,
relaxes
brother?
me, especially when I paint. I love to smoke and paint.
That's
And
when
the
I
paint,
lose the most.
Dutch, you get it, right? You just start
I
painting,
do.
you get high, and it really relaxes you. It relaxes your mental mind.
So what
Yeah,
I
it
did is
does.
I dragged my easel outside right there where I was showing you
Wow.
where that banana
Uh-huh.
tree is. And
Oh,
I tried to do it when it's too sunny because the whole you see people painting when it's extremely sunny outside is a myth
yeah,
because you can't see shit. So you have to wait till the lighting is just right so you can actually
that's right.
get a good contrast of the paint. If not, you'll see like through the canvas and whatnot,
That's
right?
right.
I'll place my easel in a nice spot, man, and I'll get like a makeshift table and get like this ashtray right here, and I'll roll like a couple. And
Right.
something about when you smoke, you mix color better. You mix
Yeah,
the color and you don't concentrate as much until you get into it. It ain't
that's right.
concentration. You just get
That's right.
into into the painting.
Yeah, you
That is
start blending the colors, and you start
um,
your imagination opens up. You're more relaxed and you're more focused on the art. I mean, I can't live without it. People are like, how do you be by yourself? I said, look, if you can't be by yourself, then but how do you be around people and paint? You can't, you know.
whatever
You
I'm
can't.
listening to, whatever I listen to is what's going on the canvas. If I'm listening to like some hardcore, it could be like rock music, even if it's, I'm not big on heavy metal, but if it's something like Linkin Park, something like that, I'm usually gonna end up doing some abstract shit. So I kind of stay away from music like classical music, jazz, oh man, New Orleans jazz too. Classical and jazz is some of the best things to paint to.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Man,
Yeah.
you know, as a jazz musician, I can't live without it. So when I'm painting, I put on the jazz station and
Oh yeah.
either smooth jazz. And I literally painted the other day. I was painting my girlfriend for 14 hours, and I
Yeah.
didn't stop. I just got so immersed into it. You know, yeah, it's relaxing, and it's always good. I have a pipe. I have this big, deep pipe. So I'll take a couple of tokes and I'll keep going. And I didn't even eat. All I did was have juices. And yeah, it's the most relaxing thing I could do. Play
All right.
music, do karate, and paint.
Awesome.
And that
Awesome.
helps me.
So look, let's jump to since we let's jump back on some cannabis and let's talk about your first time. Do you remember, Dutch?
Kinda. That was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Here's what I can. So I won't say first time smoking. I'll say what it was like when I first started smoking.
Okay.
You can definitely tell the difference in the bud now versus back then, because back then when I would smoke, shit looked vibrant. Remember, weed is still a hallucinogenic. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you don't really see shit running across the room, but the way things would illuminate, things were more colorful. It had like a little fuzzy glow to it.
that's
And,
right.
and that was my experience. You ever watch like a daytime, like
Yeah.
you ever
The
see that
soaps.
nice little glow to
Oh,
it?
yes, yeah.
That's what it looked like in my mind after I would smoke when I first started. And you're never gonna get that feeling back again. You'll get different feelings, but that feeling was what my first experience were. If everything looked like that. And shit was you got more weed that you laughed off of.
Yeah.
You
You
got
better
the
believe
giggles
it.
a lot more. You know,
Yeah.
I miss that.
Awesome.
What about you
Awesome.
guys?
You know your first experience?
Jim, I'm jumping to you, man. What
Oh,
was
babe,
yours?
I'll tell you right out, 1975,
Okay.
Tommy Lawrence, Tie Stick, and Panama Red.
Ooh,
And he comes out with a tie. I said, what the heck is that? It was tied on a stick. It was called Tie Stick. And the weed was really amazing. But that was the first time I smoked. And I said, Tom, what is that? He goes, it's weed. He goes, oh, yeah, marijuana. He goes, you ever try it? I said, no. And ever since then, I completely got into Jimi Hendrix because we were sitting in his room. I got stoned
Yes.
and I fell. Yes, poor Jimmy's dead, but I stole a lot of licks from him, and I don't care. He's great. And but yeah, ever since I smoked my first weed, I got so into Jimi Hendrix that I really just was playing his style of playing ever since then. And we did that. And yeah, that was my first experience, 1975.
Wow. So my
Crazy,
first
man.
experience, little background. I grew up in a weed cannabis family. Like everybody smoked cannabis in my household. It was just a common thing. You know what I mean? My dad actually grew a lot of cannabis,
Wow.
and yeah, so we've got some stories behind that. However, the first time I smoked, I didn't inhale, right, and so I didn't get high. And I was like, shit, I'm not going to waste anybody else's pot, or their weed, because you got to pay for that. So the second time, I waited years, and I probably was one of the last holdouts in my family. So my mother has 9 kids, and everybody smoked except for 2 of us, me and my baby brother, Malcolm. And so it was just, when I did it, it just relaxed me. It calmed me down so much. It was
Wow.
like what was it? Girl Scout cookie. So I just started smoking like a couple of years ago. But man, I got to tell you, the relaxed feeling I felt like every night I'd come home, I'd take a couple of tokes before I went to bed, and it was just wonderful.
It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah,
You know.
I'm a cannabis.
What's a couple years?
I would probably say about maybe three to
Okay.
no, I'd say five. Let me take that back.
Okay.
You just started smoking pot 5 years ago.
Yep.
The junior. She's
And you know my bro. So yeah. Like I remember I was so surprised that the weed man gave my brother a key to the gate when I was in New York so we could go up there and get it. And he'd run up
Is
there.
that where you were born, Malik? Were you born in New York?
I was born in Brooklyn. Kings County, represent.
Wow, yes. Dutch, where were you born?
Oh, I was born in space.
You were born in space.
I'd like to think of myself as somewhat of an alien.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
The legal kind. Make sure y'all heard that.
That's
I said
right.
I like to think of myself as an alien, but I said the legal kind. Kind from up there. So originally I was born in the Caribbean, and I was raised in Texas. Yeah, so I was raised in Texas. Not just Texas, really. Truthfully, when I came to the U.S., probably around 8, between the New Orleans area, Houston, and Miami area. All three of those places are the places that my family pretty much are. So, are you familiar with Miami?
Yes.
Very.
So like the Pembroke Pines area, Hialeah area, and in the Houston area, the north side of Houston, and obviously New Orleans and Baton Rouge.
Okay. Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Baton Rouge, the
Red City.
Yes. So actually, my first time in elementary school was not in the state of Texas. Now that I'm thinking about it. My first time in elementary school was for a short period of time in San Diego, California. Also,
okay.
I'm a military
San Diego represent 619, baby. 619. That's where I grew up.
Yep, Chula Vista, 619 area. I have a lot of family in the San Diego, Chula Vista area. And then obviously the 504 area, which is New Orleans area, and Houston. And it kind of goes without saying, if you got family in Houston, you definitely got family in Louisiana. Yeah. So in essence, I am a Caribbean Southern girl. Man, and I'd like to say this since we're talking about cannabis, I have smoked all over the place. So listen, I had never smoked hash before. Remember I told you guys I lived in Italy for a few years in Sardinia. And so my best friend is an Italian girl named Vicky Vittoria. Shout out Vicky.
One of her best friends. Let's correct
one that. Of my let me correct that. One of my best friends. So this was my best friend that I tried hash with for the first time. So I remember talking to my mom on the phone, right? And it is the funniest because my mom was like, hey, make sure you get the good shit. Because if it's the good shit, as soon as, mind you, I'd never tried hash before ever. I had to be like, what, 20?
I love hash.
Yeah. So I had to go all the way to Italy to try it. So
I've never tried it.
If you want to get good hash, you have to go to Europe. This I found to be true. So this was very true what my mother told me because they were stationed in Germany. So here's what I found. The first time my friend, we went to this guy, and she gets it, and she doesn't really like it, and I don't know what the hell I'm looking at because I'm used to the flower bud. So she goes, we're gonna go see this other guy, and so we meet this other guy by the train tracks, and she gets some shit that looks like a little piece of chocolate to me, and then we go back. So they both look like these two little chocolate squares, and it's like my first time really seeing it, touching it, and here's where I learned the difference. One was hard as a freaking brick, man. And my mom was on the phone telling me that's the bad shit. You don't really want that.
Yeah, that's right.
You want stuff that's gonna, from your fingertips, is just gonna break down. So
that's the stuff.
So I'm like, well, how the hell did you smoke this shit, right? So my friend, Vicky, she goes, I'm gonna show you something you guys don't do in America. So I was like, all right. She gets a cigarette. So they totally don't smoke the flower over there. They are hash smokers. When you go to Europe, hash is the thing that they smoke, and the reason being because that is the potent way
And they put it in the tobacco.
Yes. So here's how they do it. They take a cigarette and they get all the tobacco out, right? Let's just say, here's my cigarette. So they take all the tobacco out. Now, they don't have menthol over there. They smoke like Marlboros and stuff like that. So they take the filter out, right? Take the top off of a cigarette box and they roll it up. And where the cigarette filter would normally go, they put that little box in that part where the cigarette butt was.
That's right.
And they take the hash and they mix it up with the tobacco and they stuff it back in the cigarette, just like that.
Oh, okay.
Listen. So
it's awesome.
I had flour while I was there. Won't say how I got it. So me and my friend, it was her first time, again, Italian girl, first time having flour bud, my first time having hash. So of course, what are you gonna do? You're gonna put the shit together. Cause I'm like, man, the tobacco, I was high as shit, but it was just too harsh for me because it was the cigarette, you know? So I was like, hey, I want you to try something else. And I'm like, man, y'all have cigars here? So we find a cigar place. This is the first time that I learned that you cannot use a real good cigar to roll a bud. That is a horrible idea because they're hand rolled, and when you split them open, they fall open in layers. So that is the hardest shit to roll, and it's a waste of a good cigar. So I go somewhere.
Don't waste good cigars, people.
Yes, so I go to my secret location to go get a box of something that I knew that they sold here, which was like a box of Dutches. It was like a shitty box of Dutches, but it was like the 50 box. So I was like, I'm gonna need these. Some of them were dry, some of them were good. It didn't even matter at that point. I'm all the way in freaking Italy. I'm not gonna find this shit anywhere else. So I'm like, I'm gonna teach you how to roll, and you're gonna teach me where to get this shit, and I'm gonna teach you how to smoke this. So we sat and I rolled up, she broke down the hash for me and I added it to my little bud and I rolled up. It was our first time. We went on the rooftop. We lived right next to a Catholic church. Now you got to remember, Italy is a Catholic country.
Yes,
so that
totally.
I mean, Rome was there, for God's sake.
Listen, no, not just Rome. I mean, everywhere. On Sundays, ain't shit moving in Italy. Ain't nothing moving, especially like in the country where I was at. Sunday, you can hang it up. Ain't no stores, no nothing. And remember, they have Reposo over there. So that's another like couple of hours during lunchtime where ain't shit moving either.
I wish we did that over here. I sound lazy, but I do.
No, but there's more family oriented over there, and that's why they do it. They go home and they eat with their families, and they're not rushing back. You know what I mean? It's more relaxed. So we went on my rooftop. It had like this little. You gotta think this is like old, and I'm like damn near in a village, dirt road type shit. So we go on top of my rooftop, and it's got the Spanish Tower, whatchamacallits, and it's not very big. You know, it's a little small, and you can look over to the right and you see the tower to the church. And like I said, every hour that shit strikes without fail throughout the country.
Yeah, the bell.
Yeah. So
big bells, man.
You don't hear Catholic bells until you're sitting on a rooftop.
It's so true, man. That's so true.
The way those bells rung, and it wasn't like a bad sound.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is my friend putting me onto something. And she said, now, you guys think that everything over there is all super expensive wine. I didn't even know they fucking sold Riuniti. They sell all. She was like, we're gonna go get this. It was like €5, right? So we're gonna go get this cheap shit real quick, but you're gonna appreciate it. We go, we get a bread, because they have like a little open market. We go back up, sit on the roof, we smoke some more. He's showing me how they get down out there. We eat our bread, bro, drink our wine, and we sit there. And that was probably we got on the ferry because you have to get on the ferry to go back and forth. That was probably the best experience in all of my years, and I've smoked in many a places.
Wow.
That was the best experience I ever had. Beautiful.
It's legal there now.
Is it?
Yep, it's totally legal. I was there with my daughter in June, and there's stores all over the place, Cannabis of Amsterdam. It's completely legal. You can go and buy soda and flour. They have hash.
I have to take a flight, Dutch. We gotta go.
Yeah, and it's just like Amsterdam. There's stores all over the place. It's amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Don't believe this fucking Olive Garden shit, man. You gotta go have real Italian food. Listen, Mediterranean, I'd like to mix that in with Italian food because they don't eat shrimp, they eat prawns. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a difference. It's a difference.
When you eat the seafood over there, you will never forget. When you eat the beef over there, you will never forget. At first, if you're not used to it, you have to get used to what we're given here is full of steroids and shit. And
Yeah.
again, with the cannabis,
So true, Dutch. It's so true. They eat so much healthier there, man.
yeah, like the cheese. Oh my God.
Yeah, the food in Italy is unbelievable.
I was still
Man.
able to smoke and experience the food, bro. But I have a question. I don't want to, take over. One of my questions, she'll be back. Jimmy, they have a cheese over there. It's illegal.
With the
It's
live worms?
yeah, man, with the maggots on the inside. So check this
Yes.
out. I go to the market, right? Because the shit's totally illegal. It's black market cheese.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, it's definitely illegal. You know why? Because two people about 6 years ago got sick from eating that cheese, two tourists, and it's not in Sardinia. In Sardinia, it's completely legal, but you cannot eat that cheese in Rome, and you're not allowed to sell it because, for some reason, two tourists got very sick about 6 years ago. The husband almost died. He has very bad health problems, but it was from the maggots that were in that cheese. I know. I saw that cheese. I could never eat it. It's not my thing, babe.
So when I was
Did you
down there,
try it?
fuck no. Listen, so remember, I lived in Sardinia where it was legal. And when I went to the market, because again, you're damn near in a village. So when I went to the market, the smell, and it was my friend, my other best friend that told me what it was. I was like, what, Vicky,
How do they do that?
smell? I don't know.
How do they do that?
I don't know, but the smell was so horrible.
Oh my God, I know, man.
Yeah, definitely tell the smell. You guys, we've gone over completely. Thank you guys for staying with us. It looks like we lost Malika. She's texting me now.
Malika's gone, right?
Yeah. Somebody got to let her in. Oh, no. She's coming back. Somebody's got to let her in. Hey, Jimmy, can you see the comments?
No, I can't.
You guys bear with us. I think let's see.
Oh, here's Malik now.
There he goes. Right.
Oh, Mookie's back.
There you go.
So, Dutch, tell me some comments. What are the comments?
I can't see them.
All right, I'm about to jump into them. I had some technical difficulty. I apologize, everybody. All right,
so I almost closed the show up on you.
Oh, I appreciate you not. Let's see. We've got Michael McNear. He says, "Darn, I missed it." Malcolm Turley, again, shout out to San Diego. Michael McNear says, "I love weed. Don't we all? Don't we all?"
Yes.
Yeah, that is. Oh yeah, she's definitely got some technical difficulties.
Yeah, she kept going out all day, Dutch, all night.
Yeah.
But
before we close up, though,
there's some cheese places that you go to that the smell is just so bad, Dutch. I mean,
oh yeah.
But that worm stuff, no way, man.
Formaggio, if I'm not mistaken, is cheese.
Yeah, we were talking about the cheese in Italy that has the maggots in it.
Ew.
Yeah, it's an expensive delicacy sold on the black market. You can only get it where I was at, and this is, you have to be rich to actually even buy it. But it's.
Did you try it?
What are you?
I know you know somebody rich over there.
What are you? I'm not trying that shit.
There's no way I would never try it.
Shit, though, because
I might try it.
You might try it, Mook. You're gonna try maggot cheese.
Crazy.
Oh, God, that's flies, man. That's flies.
It's got maggots in it. They never turn to flies, and it's the whatever the excrement that makes it. So but
it sounds disgusting. And on that note,
just the sound of that, man.
Everybody, we really appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the comments, and we out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bless.